Thom from Victory Post Gaming here, bringing you a quick look at Splatoon 2 Global Testfire. This was an event that's been run over the weekend from the 24th of March to the 26th, giving you a quick teaser of what Splatoon 2 is going to be bringing this time. The event itself gives you the ability to choose between 4 weapons, 3 of returning from the original game, and 1 new pair called the Splat Doolies. All the weapons do have brand new specials as well though, so it does mean you can play around and find one that is to your liking. While I like all the weapons from the original game, I would mainly always use the splat shot or the paintbrush. I absolutely love running around with that thing and going ridiculously fast. So in this game I decided to try and use all of them, but mainly found I was sticking between the splat shot or the splat dualies. The rate of fire is really nice, and the low damage output isn't too much of a problem as long as you can get your mark on. The specials on the other hand what make them a little bit more unique this time, and without the abilities of choosing your own customizable weapons and armour, well I say armour, t-shirts, hats and shoes, at the moment, there's not really that much difference between them. It does seem when you play a game that it's giving you a random one, but you're never going to know what that is. So when the full game comes out, I'm sure they'll elaborate on that a little bit more. As for basic gameplay, it's exactly the same as it was before with it. Put paint on the floor, cover as much ground as possible, while also taking out the opposition. This was always one of the funnest parts of the original Splatoon game. I do like trying to kill other people at the same time for pretty much taking over my paint that I've already put down there. But at the same time, for me, it was always a case of just finding an area that no one else was near, completely cover it in ink, and then go and start taking out the opposition's ink instead. One thing that did annoy me straight away, and thankfully I switched off, was the fact that it tried to make me use the motion controls again. I found on the original Wii U, it was a complete nightmare to use them, and so the very first thing I did after the tutorial was switch that rubbish off. Using an analog stick is far more precise than trying to wrap my hands around and reset the camera every 5 seconds. As for everything else, the gameplay is exactly like the first one, albeit with a few slight tweaks. One thing that did bug me was the fact that I don't have a proper map to look at this time. You have to press the X button on the screen, and to make that come up on the screen rather than having it in my gamepad this time is slightly irritating, as you can't really see which area is covered just on the fly with just a brief little look down at your hands. There's 2 maps to play on, which randomly will be chosen when you get into a match. Both of the levels are pretty fun to play on. There's some high ground that you can cover on one, and the other one has quite a lot of open areas. It did take a little bit of time getting reused to the mechanics again, as I haven't played Splatoon for a few months, but once I got the hang of it again, I was absolutely thrilled. It is one of those games that I find is like nothing else, apart from obviously the original game, and thankfully because of that, it's still just as fun as it was before. I honestly can't wait for this game to come out. The only thing missing for me at the moment is the mini games in the lobbies, which did pass the time while you're waiting for a game to start. It's not like you have to wait long for a game, but at least at the moment I can muck around with some music choices by mashing different buttons. But for now, watch some more gameplay, and stay tuned for further updates for Splatoon 2 when it launches sometime this summer. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a comment.